It is another perfect day to talk Disney parks. How's it going, friends? Wade Heath with the Kingdom Report here. You know we love rewarding you for watching or listening to this show. All you have to do to win your very own standalone The Walt Disney Way book, my new book, now available on Amazon, is leave the phrase that pays underneath this video right after the live show is over. The phrase that pays this week, Country Bear Jamboree. Country Bear Jamboree is the phrase that pays this week. Yeah, between now and Monday morning at 8 a.m. Pacific time in which to enter. If you are the winner, we will reach out to you and get that book shipped your direction by entering Country Bear Jamboree over at the Kingdom Report on YouTube under this video after the live show. And on today's broadcast, Downtown Disney is closing yet another restaurant. We will tell you which one. Disneyland Magic Key Passes have sold out again. Disney World has removed theme park reservations finally. And the Country Bear Jamboree, well, it has a closing date to be overhauled. The best land at the Disneyland Resort is our discussion topic today. That, trivia, so much more as Kingdom Report Live starts for you straight ahead. Don't you go anywhere.
Last call. Secure all cargo. All passengers aboard. Cargo secured. All passengers boarded, sir. All hands stand by. Engine room. Reverse 1/4. Cast off bow line. Aye, sir. Bow line away. Engine room. Ahead 1/4. Sound last bell. Leadsman, sound off. Give me a depth.
To all who come to this happy place, welcome.
Beautiful January day at the Disneyland Resort as we take a look outside. A California adventure in the distance via the HojoAnaheim.com Mattercam. You know, even though it's been chilly here in California lately, it pales in comparison to especially folks in the Midwest. Even like Texas right now is just going through it. Some Arctic air blowing through the states here. So I guess we have it pretty good on our end. How's it going, friends? Wait for the Kingdom Report. Back with you once again here from the beautiful Warner Brothers Studios Media District in Burbank, California. Right around the corner from the Walt Disney Studios, just up that road from the Disneyland Resort. And boy, is it great to be back with you. Here for a new year, here for all the Disney news and discussion. No matter how you watch or listen to this broadcast, rate and review, please. Hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to the YouTube channel, or make sure you are rating and reviewing wherever you get that podcast, because that means an awful lot to us as well. And when I say us, I mean your Disney family. That is who we are, and we are back once again to bring you all the latest from Disneyland to Disney World and beyond. Here with me today to talk about all things Disney, the lovely one, the princess in residency, the travel agent extraordinaire, Katrina Manzone.
Oh, I like that sound. Thank you.
Did you feel it?
I did. I felt like, I was like, whoa.
Is that pixie dust in the air?
Yeah.
My goodness. And
Hi, everybody.
alongside her, the lovely one, the prince in residency, the most magical man you could ever meet. He is.
Did you see that? I had the. I was ready for the sound effect.
A vortex that he brings to any conversation, right? The best of vortexes.
Yeah, I was
as we
like,
heard
that
there.
could be good or bad, maybe.
He is our theme park analyst, Tyler Crouch.
Hello, everybody.
Great to see you back. Missed you last week.
Yeah, I missed everybody too.
He was
right?
preparing his CEO
Yeah.
speech.
This is, we're here. It's a brand new year. I'm back finally. What is it? The 13th? It's the 13th.
Bring it on.
Lucky number 13.
That's right. We did it on purpose.
Haunted Mansion would approve
It's true.
of that
It's
wait
true.
time. 13 minutes. Thank you very much.
They really like numbers in the Haunted Mansion.
They do.
Always talking about
Symbolism.
numbers. Yeah, it's interesting.
Freemasons.
But then the clock, they got a clock that doesn't even work. Somebody's got to get in there. And
what
fix
does that say?
clock.
What does that tell you?
That thing just spins like how can you tell the time with that kind of clock?
You can't.
Idiots.
Jeez.
Sillies.
And speaking of intelligence, you hear him laughing. He is our master degree holding Golden Goose reporter, Garrett Hassel, joining us once again. Hello,
Wow.
Whoa.
I like my sound. What's up, everyone? Happy New Year again. We had a show last week, but this time I'm not in the park, sadly. But
It's true.
Yeah.
maybe again soon. Yeah.
Taking it out of a rainy, windy Epcot and putting you back indoors where you belong, far away from the
Yes.
general public. Thank goodness.
I'm back. I'm back in my kennel.
That's
I don't want to call it a cage. A kennel is a lot more warming. It's like what you put a dog in. A cage is what you put a prisoner in. So I'm in my kennel of Disneytude. So hi everyone, and just remember to cast away and chill.
Oh, because that is the shirt you are wearing. Tell us about this shirt.
Show and tell.
So I recently just got back from a lovely vacation with Ariel's family where we went on the Disney Cruise Line. We were aboard the Disney Fantasy. It was a 7-day Western Caribbean cruise, and it was quite spectacular. When we left, it was a bit chilly, but by the time we hit the Caribbean, it was all warm. And we stopped on the last day at Disney's private island called Castaway Cay, or
Hey.
Castaway Cay, however you want to pronounce it. And there they have special merchandise that is only on the island. It's island exclusive. Can we get this at the parks? So all the people that buy like 30 shirts in the parks can't get this one because you got to get on the boat first. And it's got Olaf on there. He's like melting in the sun.
Whoa.
Oh.
He's chilling out. He's chilling out because snowmen love warm weather.
They do.
That's right. Fact.
He's Olaf and he likes warm hugs. He just loves everything sun and summer and hot. He's a very ironic snowman. And yeah, I got this shirt. I thought it was cool. And yeah.
It looks
But if you
great.
want to know more about thank you. If you want to know more about my adventure, check out the vlogs. They're very
Ooh.
entertaining.
Nice
Absolutely.
plug.
Head on over to the King Report on YouTube and check out not only Embarkation Day, but also Day 2. Garrett witnessed an emergency rescue at sea.
Oh.
It was wild.
It
It was
was
actually
wild.
pretty wild. We were off the coast of Cuba, and there were some stranded people in a little life vest, and the cruise line literally pumped the brakes, flipped the 180, and picked them up and rescued them rather than them, facing a watery demise. Brought them on board. and
Maritime
everything.
law.
Nice.
And yeah, maritime law. And they announced this over there. They're like, it is our duty as a maritime vessel to rescue anyone in distress, regardless of where they're from and what their purpose is. Our job is to rescue them and then help them get to the right place and all that stuff. So yeah, it's quite adventurous. And
now you don't need to watch.
No, you should still.
Now you
should
know.
Still watch. No,
No, you
should
got to
still
see the whole
watch.
process.
I
Get in there,
know.
yeah.
Yeah.
Garrett captured
Yeah.
it all. It's pretty great. And
That's
then
cool.
Day 3, if you're watching this live on Saturday, tomorrow, Day 3 vlog also coming out from his experience on the Disney Fantasy. Can't thank you enough for
Wow.
taking everybody along with you on this New Year Disney Cruise Line journey.
Yeah, my pleasure. I wish I could take everyone, but my luggage couldn't fit everyone.
No, that's okay. Thanks for trying. And we can't begin a show officially until we toast it. So grab a cup of something good, fill it up nice, and raise it like so. Tyler Crouch is here to make the show toast this week. Who or what are we toasting?
Well, everybody, raise your glasses high. It's been a long time coming. Since 2017, there has not been a Run Disney event at Disneyland until this past weekend,
What?
or this time frame now.
This
that's
weekend
happening.
Yeah,
at Disneyland.
Right.
right.
I can't talk.
That's okay.
Okay.
Until now.
No.
But everybody going to be getting out there. All the Ks that need to be run, we're going to run all the Ks, and it's going to be great. And just good luck to everybody. Let's get this run going.
Let's get it going.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Toast.
Yay.
Congratulations to all the runners out there that might be in motion.
Mm-hmm.
We wish you well. We all know Garrett loves doing his half marathons.
Yes, I do.
Oh, right.
I do. I've done one, and it was agonizing pain, and it was miserable, and I can't wait to do more.
And he's all the better for it. That's right. Well, we have a lot of news to get you caught up on from the Disney Sphere. So we invite you to join us as we take a look back at this week with the Disney News Review. Let's go.
Disney News Review time. Taking a look at some of the biggest stories from across the Walt Disney Company in the past week. ABC7 reporting it is time to get ready, Disney fans. Tickets for the D23 Ultimate Disney Fan Event go on sale starting March 26th, taking place in Anaheim, California from August 9th through August 11th. The event will feature spectacular shows, new venues, and multiple days of entertainment that bring together the best of Disney, Pixar, Marvel, Star Wars, and more. This year's event will also feature Disney Plus integration, musical performances with world-class artists, special content presentations, an interactive app, and a one-of-a-kind shopping experience. The ticket sale announcement was made this past week by the Walt Disney Company. They also shared that this fan-focused event will be expanded globally, beginning in Sao Paulo, Brazil, this November. Daps Magic reports Tortilla Joe's is shutting its doors in the downtown Disney district. The news came from an email sent to customers, and in the email, Tortilla Joe's says its last day of service will be on March 31st, 2024. In the email, they wrote, "To our Tortilla Joe's familia, thank you for an incredible 20 years. Our last day of service will be March 31st. Don't miss your chance to enjoy your favorite dishes and raise a glass to all the memories we've made together over the past 2 decades. Visit us one last time and celebrate Tortilla Joe's," close quote. The tequila next to Tortilla Joe's will remain open until April 13th. This will not be the end of the opportunity to enjoy Mexican cuisine in downtown Disney District, however, as it continues its transformation. Later this year, Paseo and Centrico will be opening, where Catal and the Uva Bar once resided. An exact opening date has not been announced at this time. Orange County Register reporting Disneyland's Magic Key Passes resumed sale on Wednesday, January the 10th. Those who wanted to purchase the Magic Key Passes this week were told to join the queue no earlier than 8:45 a.m. and that they would go on sale no earlier than 9 a.m. However, things didn't go as planned. As soon as the clock struck at 8:45 a.m., Disneyland's website crashed. Throughout most of the day, the Disneyland 9:38 a.m. message update for those in the queue remained the same. The Imagine Key, Enchant Key, Believe Key, and Inspire Key were all still available to purchase. In addition to the virtual queue, there was also a long wait for those renewing passes in person at the Anaheim theme park. At 5:54 p.m., Disneyland updated those still in the queue that 3 of the 4 passes were sold out. The only pass that remained when the queue closed at 10 p.m. for the day was the Imagine Key Pass, which is only available for Southern California residents with certain zip codes. The Inspire Key, Believe Key, and Enchant Key remain available to renew for current Magic Key holders. Last year, Disneyland started selling Magic Key Passes again in April. WSVN reports Walt Disney World has put its pre-pandemic perks back in place for all of its theme parks. The entertainment resort complex's pandemic changes, including reservations and park hopper time restraints, are now a thing of the past. This means guests don't have to pick which park to visit before buying tickets, and park hopping is available any time of day. However, annual pass holders still will be required to make park reservations on certain days. In addition, Disney's dining plans, the quick service Disney dining plan and the standard Disney dining plan, are back in business for the first time in 4 years, inviting parkgoers to be their guest. My News 13 reports Country Beer Jamboree at Magic Kingdom, one of the original opening day attractions at Disney World, will close this month to undergo a makeover. The final day to see the current version of the show will be January 26th. During the closure, the Country Western Musical Review with singing animatronic bears will be transformed into a Nashville-inspired Opry-style show with reinterpreted Disney tunes. The tunes will be sung in different country music genres such as bluegrass, pop country, rockabilly, and Americana. The new version of the attraction, which will be known as Country Bear Musical Jamboree, debuts sometime this summer.
A lot to talk about this week when it comes to Disney headlines. One of the standout stories we're touching on, Downtown Disney losing Tortilla Joe's. After all this time, it is set to close in March, as we learned. Tyler, we're losing a mainstay of Downtown Disney with this closure. How are you feeling about it?
I mean, I think that I've come to terms that this was going to happen, because when they were building a Mexican restaurant right across the way from Tortilla Joe's, we kind of knew, were we really going to have that much Mexican food, like right in that little center? I didn't think so. So I was kind of ready for it. And, you know, Tortilla Joe's, I have complicated thoughts about it, I feel like, because I don't think it's that good. Like, you know, I think it's just it's fine. But the problem with it really is not even just that it's fine, it's that also it's just super expensive. So it's super expensive decent Mexican food. So
Sure.
I'm kind of getting over a lot of the restaurants that have been in downtown Disney for a long time now. We don't ever seek these places out, so I'm ready for a bunch of new restaurants. I'm pretty excited about it. I just think that the thing that's such a bummer right now is that all these restaurants are closed. There's nowhere for anybody to go, really, when Tortilla Joe's closes next month, right? Or
in March.
March, yeah. And that's just like, what are people gonna do? Where are people gonna go? Because I just don't see. There's no restaurants there right now, or like very few. So that's kind of my first thought about it, is like, where do people eat? But
Line up the food trucks, right?
yeah, I guess maybe they'll do something.
Will they?
You know,
Please.
I think that what they really need to do, though, is just get a bunch of different little tiny restaurants. Like, if you've ever been to the Anaheim packing district, that's like a kind of an upscale food court situation, and like more malls are starting to build like socials and things like that. I feel like Disney is like missing out on not having something like that. So anyway, I know that's like a little off topic, but those are my thoughts. Buy Tortilla Joe's. I'm gonna miss the guac. I'm gonna miss the margaritas.
Oh yeah.
And it does feel like, even though it didn't open with Downtown Disney, it does feel like it's been there forever.
Yeah, it absolutely does.
But times change, and I'm ready for it. I want something different.
Times change, people change, food changes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything, kind of
100%.
everything changes.
Bring on Portos.
Yeah, Portos is going to be good, because,
You know how long that line is going to be? I mean, come on.
if they're smart,
it's going to be like a bottleneck at Downtown Disney.
Oh, yeah.
yeah, it's going to be crazy. But I think if they're smart, like once it's open for a little while, they're going to have this whole system down, because they know how busy they're going to be. And I'm sure the one over in Buena Park, it's right next to like Medieval Times and Knott's Berry Farm, and that one probably gets slammed too. And I'm sure they have this. I'm sure they have it set up in a very efficient way at this point. They don't stay in business like that for no reason. They know what they're doing. So
That's for sure. I know that as a dining destination in Southern California, Portos continues to rake in the attention, rake in all of the demand. And so to bring a location over to Downtown Disney, if they have not thought of how to operate with even more mega demand than they are used to, well then, they are setting themselves up for a ridiculous failure, but I'm sure that is something that they're thinking about. As they go into this.
Porto knows. Disney does not know. Portos, they got their stuff handled. You know what I mean?
I took a tour of the Glendale Portos like years ago, and like down in the depths, there's like a whole basement underneath of the place, and there's like conveyor belts, like
Is that right?
bringing like treats everywhere, and then. The person is, the conveyor belt is coming, and the person puts the little cherry on top of each one that goes by, like,
and Willy Wonka appears.
Yeah. And so, listen, Portos knows what they're doing. They're ready to go. They got this.
I look forward to them finally arriving. Goodbye, Tortilla Joe's. Our first meal together, the three of us.
Yeah.
Right?
And
That
it's
was the
just-
first
that's,
time we
like,
met.
So sad.
It's the first time we ever saw each other, even.
Right.
Yeah, at Tortilla Joe's.
I'm willing to bet that at some point in the future, we're going to be going through childhood photos. We're going to see each other in one another's photos and realize
I think
we
it's
were
gonna
all there
happen. Yeah,
Yeah.
at the same time.
for sure.
It's
What
great. I liked that place. I mean, yes, the food was expensive. Like, they definitely raised their prices, like, more and more all the time. But, like, that was our go-to place. Like, every time after Run Disney events, even, like, we knew, like, the second level bar was always empty. And then we always got tableside guac, because that's, like, how we do,
Yeah.
That's how we do.
It's how we do. And then they're, like, $10 margarita specials that they always had. It was great. It was the best. I'm gonna miss it. I think I'm just more upset that they're taking away restaurants and not replacing them immediately, because they're saying Din Tai Fung is gonna be like the next one, right? Opening in 2024. And we all know what happened in Boardwalk when they said that little bakery was supposed to be opening in like 2023, and it hasn't even had walls on it yet. And Din Tai Fung is like bones.
Yeah.
That's it. You know what I mean? So when is the exterior gonna start happening, and is that gonna be done in like 4 months to replace that, and then also get the interior completely finished and then train?
I always think back though. You're absolutely right, but I always think back to the hell that it felt like existed when they were trying to create Disney Springs. If they can come up with something similar at Downtown Disney, or that type of vibe, that type of feeling, if they can craft that, I'm willing to wait, and I'm willing to put up with the nonsense of not having enough things to accommodate the big crowds, but it has to be good. It better be good in the end. You better know what you're doing out there.
I want a Raglan Road. That's what I want.
Ooh, that would've been
I really do. But, beggars can't be choosers. I get it.
I mean, that does beg the question, what are they going to do there? Because if you look at the building, too, it's, to me, it very much looks like a Mexican restaurant. Like, so are they going to just demolish this whole building now,
Tyler,
or?
I already know what they're going to do. They're going to turn it into a Star Wars-themed retail outlet.
Oh,
Brilliant.
Sounds good.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Put a satellite dish on the side of that sucker and a little bit of camouflage mesh, and you're in. All of a sudden, you're Star Wars.
Don't give them any ideas. They already have a Space 220, and it's not even that great.
Well, always a possibility. I don't know. Just throwing it out there as an option. Tortilla Joe's, goodbye, and thank you for all of your guac.
Farewell.
Yeah.
Adios is what they say.
Adios, as they say.
I'm guacking here.
Hey!
Hey, I'm guacking here.
Oh, jeez.
In other Disneyland news, Magic Key annual passes. They went back on sale, and within a day, gone again. Can you believe it? All Magic Keys, Katrina, are once again sold out, and once again, the Disneyland website couldn't handle the demand. Your reaction to the sellout in a day and the delays both online and in person for folks trying to get them. I believe we even have some videos here in which to share of just how crazy it was in person for these things.
Classic Disney. You know what I mean? It's just like anytime they do something online, it's just gonna be laughable in a way where it, like, deep down in your soul it's not gonna work, but then when you log in, you really pray that it does work, and it doesn't, and then you just go, well, I kind of already knew that was gonna happen. But that's like frustrating. They should figure this out, and then also they should know how big the demand is. And they should have handled this more appropriately. Like, look at this video. Look how long the lines were. Like, they were saying that these lines were like 4 hours long.
Yeah.
And then apparently at some point in the day, the credit card machine broke.
Yeah.
And so, what were you thinking? You know what I mean? Like, at least they should have done this. Like, I don't know. Like, even at Disneyland Hotel, like, they knew how populated this was going to be, and they should have done something where they were able to do like corrals and stuff and make people go to this one area if they want annual passes and have things set up, because they have big ballrooms and they're able to get stuff done. They should have done something over there and then figured it out. And then also online, it's just like, what are you doing? Like, how many tickets that you have available, like how many annual passes you have available, and then you just like quickly like just do it. Like within 24 hours it's sold out, and like you're creating this false demand, and then it just makes everybody like angry, upset, bitter, like everything, because they were waiting for 13 hours on the computer trying to get this annual pass. That wasn't going to happen.
Never a shock when it comes to Disney and handling things through an online function. I mean, the track record now has to be in the 80, 90th percentile of
joke.
failures. I mean, and I say this every time we experience something like this.
Yeah.
Every time we see this, this is the biggest media company in the world, and they can't accommodate demand for a purchase online. Everything falls apart every time they do it. Fix this problem. What is the issue? Why can't you deal with this? And then to do in person, seeing all these lines, boy, does that make me feel like they weren't anticipating people showing up in person.
No.
That's what it looks like.
Which is ridiculous because people are gonna like try to be like in their mind being like, well, I'm not gonna wait online. Might as well just do it in person because it's quicker.
Right.
I think that the reason they don't do it, the reason they don't care, is because they know that people are gonna buy it and they don't have to care, and
Sure.
and so they just think, well, it's gonna be a bad experience, but we're gonna make our money at the end of the day, and that's all that really matters. And so that boils down to like a bigger conversation, honestly, which is that really the problem is at the end of the day is that Disney is like losing its customer service, like, and they have been for a long time. And people talk about, oh, well, Disney went woke and that's why they're so hurt or whatever. Like, no, you morons. Disney doesn't care about its customers anymore. Like, that's really what it is. We're getting to this point where
You're a walking dollar sign.
that we're getting to this point where you're just money, like, so, and you're coming in, and that's all that matters, is just as long as they're making the money, they're not going to worry about this stuff. But hopefully what this did for them this time was like it made their park a bad place to be. And it's one thing when people are on the internet and they can't, there's no like bad publicity with that necessarily, or there's no proof of that, like you just have to see what people say about it. But now here we have like visual proof that your system is broken. Like, here is a visual representation of how broken your system is. And hopefully they realize that this is a problem that needs to be dealt with, because it's ridiculous, Even when I tried to get my they came out with the last Trader Sam's mug, and they did the sales online and through the app where you have to do a mobile order and then you show up, at that specific time to get your mug. And every time you're selecting times, it's just telling you, oh no, sorry, this location isn't accepting orders, or it'll be like, oh no, sorry, that time is gone. So you're just pressing the times over and over and over and over again, and you're getting the same errors over and over again. And then what happened? Like, all the times were gone, and I didn't, I wasn't able to get a slot. So, exactly. And that's how I felt. I threw my phone. No, I didn't. But
Donald Rage.
It's just like, these things shouldn't be so difficult, but here we are.
Yeah, well, last week, Tyler, you weren't here, but we had a discussion about something that Disney should change in 2024, and each one of us had a different angle about it. Obviously, we don't talk about these things before we present them to you in terms of what we come up with individually, but each one of us came at it with a different angle of, boy, we sure miss the value we used to receive.
Sure.
And we all said it individually, completely separate of one another, and that's what it ended up being in the end, was please
give us value.
Bring the value back. Like, you used to exceed expectations. You don't really do that anymore. And I think you're hitting on it right. It's now to a point where, service, we're still making money. Yeah. So does it really need to be fixed?
It's like quality, you know what I mean? Like, they just keep doing stuff. Even for the Run Disney event, like, they used to have the corrals over at Disneyland Hotel. That was the whole point. You stay on property. And now you have to take a stupid bus to like the start lane over by the, what is it called? Not the Grove, but Garden Walk. Like, now you have to go all the way over there, and then so you spent like $800 a night over at the Disneyland Hotel, and now you have to wake up even earlier and get a shuttle and then go to the start line. What the, like, that was the whole point, is quality. Like, that was the whole point. You stay on property, and then it's it's easier to get to where you need to be.
And you're paying a premium to be part of this, so let's send you all over the place. Yeah, no, it's
Disney,
unfortunate. Come on, you can do better. We know you can.
When I first got hired on at Disney, and they do this for everybody, obviously, but they dedicate like an entire day to just like, these standards that Disney is supposed to be upholding, and like how you're supposed to be with the guests and everything. And like, they act like it's so important, but then, I think some of the higher up managers need to take that class again, it seems like, because I think we're acting like, it's like how Chapek said or it's like how we brought out the key, right? The last key. Inclusivity, you know. And then they realized, oh shoot, well now we said we're inclusive. We can't just say it. We actually have to do it. Shoot, dang it. And then that ended up shooting them in the foot because they had to, you know, do what they said they were doing.
Yeah.
And
walk that walk.
Yeah. So listen, stop just talking about it and be good to us. Like, it's not that hard.
Do what you need to do. Fix it, please. Yeah, unfortunate, to say the least, with the rollout. Happy more people got Magic Keys this time around. Unfortunately, though, just not being handled the way that it should, especially the Disney way. Come on, gang.
Yeah, man.
It'd be nice to see that be fixed here in the future. We move out east to Walt Disney World now, where, yes, it's true, Country Bear Jamboree about to go through a big old overhaul. An update is in the near future. Garrett Hassel, tell us a little bit about this iconic show. Everybody knows it, and what you think about the changes they have in store for it.
Well, you're absolutely right, Wade. There is a big overhaul. You could say it's almost as big as Big Al.
Hey!
Heyo.
Oh, yes.
It's a huger Al.
So January 26th is going to be the last day to enjoy the Country Bear Jamboree in Frontierland for quite some time, because they're doing a major makeover. They're going to be changing up the name. It's going to become the Country Bear Musical Jamboree. And the new act is going to be introducing some reinterpreted Disney tunes played in the homage of Nashville's Opry-style shows such as bluegrass, pop country, rockabilly, Americana, that sort of thing. And at D23, when they made this announcement, people were excited about this, and they said that they were going to, like, one song was going to be the Bare Necessities. They even showed a recording of it, and it's Bare Necessities in this country jamboree kind of way, and it sounds good. I just worry about them maybe going over it too much and too Disney-fying. Like, if they do Let It Go with Trixie, actually, that could actually be pretty entertaining. So
that'd be kind of funny, actually. Dang it! Now they're gonna do it.
Yeah, this is an attraction where, like, everything's sort of tongue in cheek and really is a joke in and of itself. So whatever happens, I'm kind of all for it. The first time I saw this show was actually with Wade, and you know, it is a mind-blowing show and transformative. It will change your life.
Mind-blowing.
Taking away all of our stuff that we knew with Wade.
These are our Wade things.
What are they doing?
Yeah. But this show's been going on since 1971. Was actually one of the last things Walt actually had a touch on before he passed away. So this is a very special show. So I really hope the Imagineers will take special care in this show and in Grizzly Hall. And I just want to go over some of the characters, because there are a slew of characters in here, and they have some incredible names, and I wrote them all down. So you've got Henry, he opens up. Then you've got Liver Lips McGraw, Wendell, Teddy, Teddy Bear, Ernest, Shaker, Trixie, Big Al, the Sunbonnet Trio, which are Bunny, Bubbles, and Beulah. You got Gomer. Oh, then you got Baby Oscar, and then you got Zeke, Zeb, Ted, and Fred, and Tennessee. And then on top of that, you have Sammy the Raccoon that's on Henry's head, and then you've got the three heads, the three mounted heads that are talking. You got Buff, Max, and Melvin. Like that. That's a star-studded cast right there.
Are we excluding Rufus?
Which Rufus is it? Does Rufus have another name? Probably.
He's not really in the show. He's the tech guy, you know.
Oh, Rufus. Okay. I'm sorry, Rufus, if you're out there, buddy. But yeah, it's when you walk into Grizzly Hall, it's such a unique place, and the show just unrolls. And there's, you know, these iconic songs. My favorite one is "Blood on the Saddle" by Big Al, because it's on the saddle and it's on the ground, and there's just blood all around, and it's such a perfect song. And I know that they're going to be taking away some of these songs just because they're dated and maybe not as PC as Disney wants to be. But if they take away "Blood on the Saddle," then there will be blood all over Magic Kingdom. No.
Whoa.
Wow.
Whoa. Anger.
Catch away and chill, baby. But yeah, it's sad that this show's going to be down for a while, but I think a rework like this is definitely going to reinvigorate it and make it more exciting. And Grizzly Hall is going to be bumping. We're going to go there, and then we're going to go on Bayou Adventure. It's going to be a good 2024. So come back now. Y'all here? I don't know any countries playing. I'm sorry.
That's well.
That was it.
That was pretty close,
a
yeah.
good one.
All right. Yeah, you just had y'all, and you're good.
And
you hear.
And you're here.
Trixie out of Tampa, local girl there in
She
Central
is
Florida,
a local girl.
local girl, and swinging Teddy Bear
Oh yeah.
from coming out of that ceiling.
She's a beaut.
She is a beaut. Yeah, it's. I'm hoping that not too much of the charm. You know that's what I fear they're going to lose here by trying to modernize this. You know, there's a reason why it feels like you're going back in time when you go into this show, because you are. It is a different era defined by everything you experience in there. And I have to say, no matter when I go in there, with the exception of maybe like later at night, the auditorium's full every time I go in at Magic Kingdom. So it's not like it wasn't, playing to crowds still. It wasn't like the crowds went away. I think there's still a lot of charm to be had in this classic attraction. And I really hope that they don't suck the life out of it. That's always my worry when they come in to modernize things. We saw what they did with the Tiki Room at Magic Kingdom when they put it under new management and tried to modernize it with Iago and Zazu. Funny on paper, yeah, and then the execution, that was one of the most obnoxious things I'd ever seen. Like, I didn't really enjoy it because it was kind of annoying. It was more irritating than anything. And then what do you know? Eventually they brought back the old Tiki Room because they're like, oh, that charm still exists. That charm is still, important to people. So hard to see the charm be lost, but hopefully it won't be.
No, I think that's all great points. I was even thinking about it down to like the voice actors and stuff. Like now
Right.
Are they going to find people that sound at all like I expect them to sound? Because when they open their mouths and they don't sound like how I think they're supposed to sound, it's going to be strange to me, I think. But I think the whole charm will be lost, unfortunately. I really find it hard to believe that they're going to figure out how to make this feel as special as it actually is, and I don't know if I don't think we touched on this, but the rumor I've heard is that they're just going to be a bunch of Disney songs.
Yeah.
And so that sounds like, we did talk about that, but that sounds terrible to me. I don't know why they would do that. And here we are.
Blood on the saddle, blood on the ground.
Yeah. Hey, I think Bare Necessities is a perfect song to add because they're all bears after all. And they could say, like, I'm sure that there's a way of finding similar voice actors. I don't know if any of the original ones are still alive, but they could say something about, we got a cousin Baloo out east or something like that.
I hate that.
And we're sad.
I don't like it.
I don't want that. I think that takes away the charm. Like that.
Yeah.
Then what you're doing is at that point, what you're doing is you're taking away the character. You're actually taking away from the character by making them say something silly like, "Oh, our cousin Baloo" or something. You're not. It's like you're making it a cheap one-liner. You're making this character be like cheapening the character. That's the way I'm trying to say it. Like I feel like I don't know. I think that would be really lame. I would hate that.
Katrina doesn't say much because she doesn't even like the show. We're outing her as a hater.
I don't really have. They're like, you guys, you don't even have a voice in this subject. And I was like, that's true.
Yeah.
I really don't like it
And the
anyway.
poll,
But it makes me even angrier.
She ditches it.
It makes me angrier now, even like that they're changing it and making it cheesy.
They're changing it? I would never go in there to watch it. Why are they changing it?
No, absolutely not. Not even for air conditioning.
Right. Even then. Well, I sincerely hope that we don't lose that charm. It is a special sort of we're losing all the original feels.
Classic Disney now,
yeah,
right? Am I right?
those standalone stories on their own that aren't attached to IP. They feel like they need to infuse everything with IP anymore. And I get it, I guess, from a marketability standpoint. It's more relatable to everybody, that's maybe in a younger generation because they'll relate to the Disney stories. But I think there is still something very much intertwined with the old charm, the old way of doing things.
Yeah.
Garrett, we'll give you the last point.
I really hope they sing Zippity Doo Dah.
They won't.
They will not.
They will not.
It's an homage to the past of Splash Mountain, just down the way. Yeah, it's not going to happen. But
There's no way.
They removed it from everything
there's no
else.
way.
They're gonna remove it. Yeah, they would never. But
Good
Yeah.
try though.
yeah,
maybe they'll sing the Tiki Room song.
That would
you know-
be ridiculous, but also very funny.
I want them in Hawaiian T-shirts and tiki mugs.
There you go.
Aloha.
You know, with under new management, at least I was okay knowing that the Tiki Room was still the Tiki Room at Disneyland. You know, when they change the Country Bears, it's changed. There's no other Country Bears anymore, so it's, I don't know, sad.
Yeah. What are you
Anyway.
gonna do? You're not gonna have your Country Bears to fall back on. So you let us know your thoughts on the Country Bears being upgraded, modernized, changed. We'd love to hear from you. Get your trivia hat on. It is time for the Disney Trivia Minute. Let's go. Oh, the Disney Trivia Minute is here. Today, testing our team on some of the very best from across the Walt Disney Company. Disney's Hollywood Studios is where it is at today, and we are venturing on over to the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror with this question. In what year did the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror open at Disney's Hollywood Studios? Is it A, 1994, B, 1995, or C, 1996? Garrett, as always, we begin with our trivia champion.
Well, I am the #1 trivia person on this show for 2024. Don't mean to brag about that.
It's true.
Even got Katrina to hop on my side last week because she
On the
knew
Garrett train, he's
I had
like,
I had the right stuff, no doubt whatsoever. With something like this, there was a movie came out I think in like '98, so it does nothing to me. I was honestly going to say 1997, but that's not even an answer. 94 seems a little premature. 95, just right. So I'm going to do 1995 because, you know, it's an odd number. You know, it's a great hotel. You know, the elevator gets you where you got to go.
It's an
1995
odd
sounds
hotel,
right. Let's
you
do
could
it.
say,
Yeah.
for an odd number.
Yeah, let's lock that in.
Locking it in, 1995. Very good. Tyler, in what year did the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror open at Disney's Hollywood Studios? 1994, 1995, or 1996?
I think, based on like me going on trips, you know, when I
Yeah.
was younger,
Field
gonna guess-
research?
I'm gonna guess 96 because I just thinking about how old I was when Tower of Terror was like new. I think 96 feels right to me. So
And you're
I'm
still a
going-
young pup,
I'm so
When you were
young.
a wee lad.
It's crazy.
a wee lad. So 1996. Locking it in.
I'm going 1996.
All right. Very good. Katrina, in what
Katrina,
year?
You know who's got the right answer.
Maybe. In what year did the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror open at Disney's Hollywood Studios? 94, 95, or 96?
Oof.
Oof.
All right, so
Oof.
let's think about it.
I'm going to think with
Oh
you.
gosh.
Let me put a thinking cap on here.
Yeah.
A little light bulb. Okay, let's think about
I'm
it.
gonna go to the store. I'll be right back.
How dare you?
Hey, she got it right last week.
It's true.
Yeah.
I'm not saying she's not gonna get it right.
She's undefeated in 2024.
Listen, she has every chance to get it right. I'm just, you know, it's like I'm not gonna if I'm gonna be downloading something on the computer, I'm not gonna, I'll go do something while I'm downloading. You know.
Talk. I want to hear her thinking.
What are we in the 90s and the buffering and stuff?
Getting there is part of the journey.
It's true.
Yeah.
So let's go on this road together.
You guys need anything? I'll do it.
Okay. So has there been an anniversary yet that Disney tried to like pump out? Because if it's 94,
Oh,
it should be this year,
right?
right? For the
Right.
30th.
Yeah.
And then next year they would try to be like pimping it out. They would have made this announcement like last year that this is the 30th anniversary.
Pimping it out, you say?
Right. Because it's a tower.
Yeah.
Of terror.
Pimping it out.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
they would have made an announcement this year for next year, right?
Mm-hmm. I
So
suppose you could say that, yeah.
Well,
so
could-
then
could
wouldn't it
tr-
be
could-
96? Was
Katrina,
Garrett?
The studios opened in '89, so, and this didn't open with the park, so.
But why wouldn't they pimp out the ride anniversary?
They kind of do that with everything else. That's a good point.
Okay, I'm
They
sorry.
celebrate
go ahead.
everything.
I didn't mean
Garrett.
to interrupt. You can start over from the beginning if you need to.
Okay, so
Oh God.
they would no. Okay, I'm gonna say he has a good point. Garrett has a good point. I would love to hear Tony's thoughts as well. Before I answer.
You can't do that. Tony has last.
It is your turn. You have to lock it in.
Okay. I'm gonna say 90. I'm gonna say 96 because I haven't heard any anniversary chit chat about the ride, or maybe I just don't know Disney news.
Maybe that on a Disney News show. Way to out yourself. Yes. Very good. Tony, in the production area, he is off camera, of course, so we are going to ask, in what year did the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror open at Disney's Hollywood Studios? 94, 95, or 96?
I'm having a terror attack right now.
I can
because
tell.
So, Garrett, what did you say?
I said 95 because it just
96.
sounded good. Tony, you were wrong last week, and Tyler, you turned her against me. You turned her against me, like channel my inner Anakin Skywalker. You will.
She's my wife.
What do you expect?
Her and I, we're trivia besties. We like this, son.
I'm coming to turn Ariel against you.
Oh,
my.
shoot.
Whoa.
Better watch and
Whoa. Switzerland.
Better watch
We're keeping
out.
neutral.
Oh,
Pump the brakes there, kid.
goodness.
Like it's Autopia.
What? What's Autopia?
Pump the brakes like it's Autopia.
Oh, well, guess what? There's no brakes on the Autopia cars.
It's true.
Just going to
Why you
hit
gotta
things.
take that away from me?
2024 off to a vicious start here at Kingdom Report Live. And the answer to this question that is creating a lot of controversy, it feels.
Not anger.
Watch it's 94.
In what year did the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror open at Disney's Hollywood Studios? 1994, 1995, or 1996? It is, in fact, 1994. You all are losers.
Wow. Have they made an announcement for this?
I haven't seen anything.
Wouldn't they want to sell special merch?
Or in your words, pimp it out like a tower.
Oh, terror.
Because, that's what you do with towers.
I want Disney to have. We're having the Tower of Terror pimpin' party. Come on down. We'll have Mickey Mouse and doing a little pimp walk going on there.
Oh, my
Minnie will be on the
goodness.
corner.
I want to see Mickey Mouse in a giant furry purple coat with a
For
cane and
like
gold
Cat
teeth.
Top hat with a big
Yeah, the
feather.
top hat with the feather. I want it all, right?
Look out.
This
Yeah.
reminds me of the Boondocks. But we can't talk about that. It's not appropriate for this show.
Thanks for wedging it in then. Well, we are thrilled to have been a part of your trivia life today. And you stick around because there is plenty more Kingdom Report Live for you straight ahead.
Walt Disney, he is seen as sort of this mythical creature nowadays, this magical man that could do no wrong. And yet, he spent most of his life steeped in failure. From heartache to betrayal to death and even a breakdown of his own. It's often said that artists are tortured souls, and I think it's safe to say that Walt Disney was a tortured soul by his own standards most of his life. Walt Disney had to do some of the hardest things any person can do, and that is convince others of unimaginable dreams he had solely in his head. And oftentimes he had to stand alone in his own visions to make them happen. He was surrounded by family, he was surrounded by fawning fans in the public wherever he went, and yet so often he had to stand alone in his decisions and his choices. Only he understood what it was he was trying to do. He's more like you and me than I think a lot of us assume. Stand Alone, The Walt Disney Way. 10 Lessons for Harnessing Your Own Magic. A new book by me, Wade Heath. Available at Amazon or wherever books are sold. Be inspired by Walt Disney all over again.
The Disney list has arrived, and this time around, it is all focused on the Disneyland Resort. Specifically, though, our favorite land inside the theme parks of the Disneyland Resort. Our favorite land between California Adventure or Disneyland. What land stands out most to us and why? Here with me today to talk about it, the Golden Goose Master Degree holding Garrett Hassel, alongside Tyler Crouch, Katrina Manzone, who are great in their own right.
That's right. We don't
Master
have cool titles.
different stuff.
Not Master Golden Goose. Got to pay
Oh.
extra for that one, buddy.
That's for sure.
Enjoy it.
Yeah.
I will enjoy it.
That's
Just
it.
like I enjoy going 1 for 1. Sorry, I'm 1 for 2 on trivia.
Yeah.
Okay, good job.
Right. And keep it rolling. But we're proud.
He's a
of
master,
doing it
ladies and gentlemen.
when it comes to trivia, that's for sure. But talking about favorite lands today, between both parks, the land that stands out to us the most, the land we love spending time in, we shall begin this discussion with Tyler Crouch.
Ooh.
I do declare.
Oh, Vapors.
I got the vapors. Well, I'm not going to say Galaxy's Edge.
What?
I had a feeling.
No, I thought about this one a little bit because, what exactly, am I judging everything on? Because obviously, are we going attractions? Are we going theming or story? It's like there's so many different levels to.
All of it.
Yeah, it's like, yeah. So I think some people
How do you
may
choose
be
your favorite
surprised.
child?
Yeah, how that's true.
Athletic ability, height, who gives best gifts?
Hair.
Oh. Dang.
Hairstyle. You'd win, Garrett, right?
Look at that hair.
I do. I'm also not. I'm an only child too. So
No, that makes a lot of sense.
Oh. You're the winner and the loser then.
what? Why do you have to add the second word? Why can't you just?
Oh.
I'm sorry. It's because I feel like we're just having fun today.
Garrett starting off
We're just being real
war
punchy
between us.
Yeah. This is a punchy new year for us. That's how I feel. Yeah. Pshaw.
Slappy.
Yeah. I think, people might be surprised by what I choose because the first thing I thought was like Cars Land because it's just so cool. I hate Cars, the movie. Like the movie is not good. But the movie's not good. But what's so cool about the land is it makes me like the movie and it makes me like the character.
Oh, now that's something interesting
Sure.
to say. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Cars Land was a thing that
Ka-chow.
and yeah. Look, can we start with how bad Lightning McQueen is as a character? Anyway, no, I don't want to. You're trying to derail me.
I'm not. I'm
Then it's
trying
my
to
fault. Okay. Anyway,
compliment
I
what you're saying here.
want to say that I think it's Buena Vista Street for me.
Is that right?
Wow.
Yeah, and I really had to
answer.
think about it for my whole shower today.
Wow.
And and I think that it's Buena Vista Street because it just I don't know it really reminds me of Hollywood Studios and obviously, but just I feel like it's elevated. It's like an elevated entrance of Hollywood Studios and kind of like the time as well. Like just it feels so cool being trapped in that kind of like 20s atmosphere. And even just, I think the stores are cool. Like you feel like you're walking in these old timey department stores and I don't know, just the whole vibe, you're walking through and Five and Dime is out there, playing some songs they're coming down on the street on their little car, I kind of, I didn't love the Newsboys show, but I miss that I'm sad it's gone though, because it really just made it feel like it was like another level of like, oh yeah, this is a living place, you know. And I mean the walk around characters are fun too. The only thing I don't like about the walk around characters is like I'll see like two cops sometimes. That's so weird.
Officer Calvin Blue and his
they
brother.
They'll put out the two. Yeah, why you do that? That's weird. That's weird, Disney. And they'll do it with the mail lady too and stuff, like two mail ladies.
I agree. It is weird.
It's weird. Why do you do that?
Identical, yeah.
Anyway, I don't mean to complain. And then on top of how cool it looks just year round, right? Like then Halloween comes through and makes that place look freaking crazy with the headless horseman out there and everything, and then the Christmas decorations. I mean, they all have that 20s vibe, and there's even like references to the old like Christmas cartoons and stuff, like with Mickey Mouse and the windows, and it's just so cool. And then the freaking crown jewel of Grand California is Carthay Circle. Like that, it's just the truth. It really go look at their marketing material. It's not the Bear Mountain anymore. They gave up on the Bear Mountain.
It is their castle.
Now it's Carthay Circle. So
it's coming back on the merch.
And Carthay Circle is an amazing place to hang out at, but also they really kind of show you the Disney history with the Snow White and like last year they had like literally the Oscar that Walt won that had the little 7 Oscars on it to represent the 7 dwarfs and stuff. They literally had that, viewable at Carthay Circle. So I don't know. I think Buena Vista Street. I mean, can you name a better glow up than changing from what it was, Sunshine Plaza, to Buena Vista Street?
Hideous hubcap thing that you walked in and saw as the sun. That was.
I don't know what they were thinking. Oh well, I do, I guess, but they were trying to be cheap, bit them in the butt. Here we are, but maybe that should. You're kind of starting to get back to that. Don't let history repeat itself, Disney. Anyway,
we're looking at you, Michael Eisner.
But wow. Yeah, I'm going with Buena Vista Street.
Oh,
hello,
Michael.
Whoa,
hi, Michael.
Well, Buena Vista Street it is for you. Garrett, are you interested in bringing back the Golden Gate Bridge to California Adventure?
No. Actually, I've been rewatching the Imagineering story, and they just did the whole, it looked cheesy, it looked cheap, it looked like a postcard. It was this fake California. So no, I do not miss the fake, stuff. The California letters I thought were cool, but now they're up at, State Fair. For me, this was pretty hard. I thought about some places in California Adventure. I thought about Cars Land 2 just because of how amazing it is, but didn't really do it for me. Thought about Grizzly Peak, but it's like I don't really have a deep attachment to it. And the thing that stuck out to me was Tomorrowland. It's the perfect place. I'm just kidding. No, never.
This guy.
For me, it
I was
has to
holding
be
my giggle
adventure.
back when you said that because I was trying not to be rude. I was like, I'm not going to giggle.
No. Maybe in 300 years. But for me, Adventureland to me is just so perfect. Whether it's the morning, noon, or night, it feels so real. It feels like you're walking into this adventurous place. Yeah. And you've got Indiana Jones there, which fits everything. And you've got the treehouse that just got reimagined, and everything from like the road work to the sounds and the sights and just like the little markets. I've always found this place so aesthetically pleasing. And at nighttime when they have the torches lit up and it's just creating all these glows and all these mysteries, it's really cool. And then you hear the Indiana Jones Jeeps, and you hear the Jungle Cruise boats. Adventureland to me is just
the
always
gunshots.
It's just a very happy area for me. Like I walk by and I'm just like I'm in a good mood. I'm having a good time, and it has all these cool like little shops and everything like that. I really enjoy it. It's completely different than the one out at Disney World, which I think kind of is more carnival-y. This one feels like I'm in East Asia. I'm in the deep jungles. I don't know what's around the corner. So for me, it's got to be Adventureland. I love it so much.
Good pick.
Carnival-y.
Word
of the day.
I kind of know what you mean by that though, because it does feel you're more.
Camel.
You're like more like at a bazaar,
Totally.
type of situation. It's more like a marketplace type of thing where. I'm with you where I like my Adventureland to be like feeling like I'm out in the jungle.
The sign is completely different than the one out at Walt Disney World. This one looks like this was made. By the local villagers. It wasn't made in a shop. It's made by local villagers.
They came together and hoisted it up. Oh, a marquee. Very good.
Yeah.
Thank you for that, sir. Adventureland. Katrina, a land between California Adventure and Disneyland that is your favorite.
Unlike Tyler, I'm going to say Galaxy's Edge.
I knew
Are you
it.
really?
I'm kidding.
Oh,
No.
I was shook.
No,
You can't see how hard I'm shaking my head.
See, this is hard because it's hard to choose like my favorite land because they all have their different qualities of how I feel that day of where I want to be. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I love Fantasyland. Fantasyland's great, but if I have high anxiety that day, I don't want to be anywhere near it because that thing is a cluster F. Like, don't want it. Don't want to be near it. But I will say, like, to be honest, just it's not my favorite one, but I do really like the theming and everything. Is Avengers Campus. Like, I actually do enjoy it. I do like the music, like blasting over there, and it makes you feel like you're in part of the action and part of the stuff. And there's always something going on, a character walking by. There's like the little stunt show that's happening. There's Doctor Strange's like little area over there. And then they have like the food area and then like the little beer area. So honestly, you could grab something to eat, grab something to drink, sit down and just like listen to the music, feel the vibes and stuff, and then just see all the characters. And especially with like the Dora Milaje like kind of walking out and stuff and doing like their thing, and then they, you know, choose a little kid, and then they like, you just like look at, I don't know, just like that picks me up when they see like a little kid's face just like, oh my God, I'm chosen. And then it's either like pure horror or pure excitement that they got chosen, and then they're just like in it. So yeah, I think Avengers Campus is like a really good place because it kind of like checks like all the marks of like good food, good vibes. It's like really fun to see. There's like characters walking around. Fantasyland does that too. I do love Fantasyland because I do love the characters walking around. I think that's like the most charming thing at Disneyland is like all of the cool characters running around because there's villains and there's princesses, and then so like I love like the little pieces like when you just like stare at stuff, you'll like notice new things like if you've never been before. So yeah, I don't know. It's
Avengers
hard.
Campus,
It's hard to choose.
I know what you mean by, you know, with so many atmosphere characters, it does feel like a very lived-in space.
Yeah.
It feels very active. It feels very engaging as a land. You know, I think that might be because it is sort of landlocked to a certain degree. I mean, it's such a small space by comparison of a lot of areas. And so with that, the overwhelming nature of sort of the entertainment added to the land makes it feel so radically different from everywhere else, and I love that. Because
and the ever-changing characters that they always have, it always just keeps it alive,
right?
You know, versus like you're kind of stuck when you're in a certain other area, like Galaxy's Edge, where they don't have the music blasting, so you don't. For me, like if they had Star Wars music blasting in Galaxy's Edge, and they had an area where you're able to like sit, relax, and enjoy stuff and like enjoy the vibe, and then having like some type of stunt show and stuff, it would have been a super successful land. And like, I'm not saying it's not a successful land, but it's not a place for me to go.
It's not.
Like, well, I mean,
I don't even mean
for
that.
tourists, it's a huge thing. Everybody wants to go. They want to build a lightsaber. They want to go to Oga's Cantina. And then that's the thing. It's for tourists.
It is a spectacle.
Yeah.
It is a spectacle for the eyes, and then once you walk through, it leaves a lot to be desired.
Yeah.
I guess
And,
for someone like us, like annual pass holders, I choose these lands because it's something that I want to go back to.
Sure.
Galaxy's Edge, I'm like, oh no, I don't want to go all the way over there.
When I said that, I wasn't even meaning like from my opinion. I really think objectively that they have made a lot less money on it than they thought they were going to. And
I'm sure.
And that's why I'm saying it's a failure, because they didn't. I guarantee you they did not meet their expectations, you know, when they built that thing. So, yeah, that's why I said it was a failure.
Can't cut corners, Garrett.
No cutting
something like Galaxy's
corners.
Edge, that is probably the most iconic franchise of all time. Like everyone knows Darth Vader, everyone knows Star Wars. I like how Disneyland is doing a little bit more than Disney World, where you have all these characters from different shows appearing, like, you know, such as Mando, or you know, like you have Grogu, and then they test out the little droid walking around. Like, that's good, but it's nothing like what was promised with all these new characters and aliens and all this stuff. I hope that in the future they do give it the sort of Avengers Campus treatment, where this is a Star Wars land where there's different eras of Star Wars that you can encounter, such as Darth Vader one day, Kylo Ren the next, or, you know, let's see Mando, or just the the shows popping up here and there. I would love like an Obi-Wan, Darth Vader sort of duel thing. But yeah,
Ooh.
Galaxy's Edge leaves a lot to be desired. It looks cool, but then once you come to your senses, you're like, it's missing something, and that it's trying to be a living land, but it's not alive.
Yeah. I think it'd be really cool if they had
And
different music in different spots. Like that would be like having like the relaxing music over by Rise of the Resistance, because it is a very open, wide area, and then you have to walk to Hungry Bear. So it's like this big, long walk of silence.
It is
And
very quiet. But it's
And
weird.
so like if they had like some like relaxing I mean, John Williams created the entrance music as you barely walk under a railway, and that is it.
It's
Done.
an amazing score. It's a great score. For me, when I go on the Millennium Falcon, why is Han Solo
Why are you
not
going there in the
greeting
first
me
place?
himself? well, no, but like if it was Han Solo versus Hondo Ohnaka, completely different. But Han Solo, he's my boy. He's a scruffy-looking nerf herder.
Yeah,
And
I think I'm torn on stuff like that because, think about Captain Rex, for example. We all love Captain Rex, but he was never in any Star Wars movies. But I think I think it just has to be a great character, and I don't know. I feel like maybe Hondo is not a great character, but you're right. So I'm torn on. I would love them to have new characters. I don't want everything to be like, oh yeah, it's IP. Just put Han Solo in it.
Don't overthink it. Just do it. Why the hell were they doing like different Lokis every week? Because of the show. Don't overthink it. They just like literally just threw a new Loki in because of the show, and everybody was like, oh my God. And I even was that way too. I was like, oh my God, this is really cool.
Yeah.
And then don't overthink it. Doesn't need to have a storyline. You just throw them in there and then let them be their character.
Yeah, well, I think they tried in the beginning. They were like, we want to set this, in this time period. And now we've realized, I think everybody agrees now that it's not working. So the next best thing now is just like throw everything in there, just like Avengers. It doesn't have to be like and honestly too, everybody goes, well, it's a comic book. There's like the multiverse. And so it makes more sense. I'm like, dude, that's such a silly explanation for anything. Like, it's the multiverse, like,
and the parks you want to meet all these characters. You don't necessarily like, sure, you want to go to the worlds, but you'd rather interact with them. Like, I want to see R2D2 and BB-8 rolling around because I like both of them. Like, if Jar Jar Binks pops up, once in a blue moon, that'd be crazy.
Oh my
man,
goodness.
I think people would. I think if Jar Jar Binks was there, I think people would actually like it. I think people would flip out. Actually,
I could see.
I want Jar Jar Binks and Darth Maul to meet.
Oh my.
Oh yeah.
That'd be really cool to
There's
have a
an
Darth
adventure.
Maul walking around.
Well,
Spooky.
those are our
Favorite places.
favorite lands. Didn't mean to go diagnosing a land that isn't up to par, but we want to know.
I think we all just felt that needed to be said because it was
Because it could have been.
because it had such potential.
All the
Because
potential in the world.
Anyway,
Sorry.
let's move
We're
on.
positive people, I swear.
Tyler's TED Talk begins directly after this show. You are welcome to tune in and hear from him directly about the pros and cons of the Star Wars franchise and Disney parks. He's very passionate.
I do get worked up about it. I'm not,
Do you?
It's just the truth.
Do you?
Because I don't understand Disney. You're throwing away. You're taking gold and tossing it into the ocean. Like,
It's the truth. Yes. Well,
So Titanic.
Buena Vista Streets, Avengers Campus, Adventureland, some of our favorites when it comes to the best lands between Disneyland and California Adventure. What are yours? Do you have a particular land you love to spend time in? Are there reasons why? Please share it with us down in the comments. All right, y'all. That about wraps up this show. We thank you so much for being a part of our Disney family this week. And as a reminder, we will be back with you next Saturday, 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Pacific, for an all-new Kingdom Report Live. And remember, the legacy of Walt Disney lives on because of people like you and me. We'll see you next week.